Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to crochet the blanket and the pillow for the doll. To crochet the blankets, you need to have Tunisian hook. It has two heads, and also I have used Alize softy yarn. For this one I used blue and pink, but for this one I decided to use gray and yellow to crochet the blanket and the pillow. Okay. To start the blanket, first we make 45 chains. Okay, I made 45 chains. Now start to pull out the loops from these chains. So you must have 45 loops on the hook. Okay, because of this, we need Tunisian hook, which is very long and can hold these loops. Okay, now I have 45 loops on the hook. Okay, now change the color and pull out the yarn from one loop. So in the first one, we pull out the yarn from one loop, but then we start to pull out from two loops. So pull out the yarn from two loops of two different colors. So always the first one is done in one loop, but the other loops are done in two loops. If you don't do the first one in one loop, you will lose your stitches. Okay, in this way you crochet 2 by 2. And you must hold the center of this hook. It is easier if you hold the center. Okay, do it until the end of the row. Okay, now I finished this part. Okay, now start to pull out 45 loops. So because we are working with gray color, you pull out yarn from the yellow color. Always pull out the yarn from the opposite color. In this way. And finally, you will have 45 loops. So put the yarn behind the yellow color and pull out the gray color. Do it to the end of the row. Okay, now change the color. Hold the center of the hook, change the color, and the first one, take out it from one loop, but from now on, you start to take out the yarn from two loops. Okay. Now, again, pull out 45 chains, 45 loops. Because we are working with yellow color, now pull out from gray color. And do it until the end of the row. Put the hook behind the gray color and pull out 45 loops. Okay, you follow this pattern and make about 24 centimeters in the same pattern. Yeah, I finished making 25 centimeters. Now you must finish with the color that you started with, you know? When you finished with the color, you can cut the other color. And now start to make single crochets all around the blanket. This way, make single crochets in this way all around the blanket with the color, because we started with yellow color. So we make single crochets all around this part. So do it all around the blanket until you reach here, and then cut the yarn. You can hide these extra yarns under the single crochets. Yeah, I finished making single crochets around the blanket. Now cut the yarn and finish it, and then you can hide it this way. See, just try it. Okay, this is how the blanket looks at the end. It's really soft, and I think it is good for glass cleaner too. Maybe. Now we want to crochet the pillow. So to crochet the pillow, we follow the same pattern, but we need two pieces. Okay, to crochet the pillow, make 25 chains and then start to pull out loops from the chains. So you must have 25 loops on the hook. Okay, now there are 25 loops on the hook. Now change the color. Then the first one you make, you pass the yarn through one loop, but then start to pass the yarn through two loops. Okay, one is a gray color and one is the yellow color. Okay. So always pass the yarn through one loop in the first one, but in the others, you must pass through 2 loops. Then again, pull out loops from the previous round. This is the first one, and when you're working with the gray color, you must put the hook behind the yellow yarn and pull it out. Always do it on the opposite color. Don't miss this loop here. Now change the color to yellow. In the first one, you pass through one loop, but in the others, you pass the hook through 2 loops. Yeah, as you see, I finished 2 pieces and I made 10 centimeters, about 10 centimeters for the pillow. Here now, in the first piece, you can cut the yarn, but in the second one, don't cut it and attach the top of the second piece to the first row of the first one, because it has 2 rows of yellow color. And now start to make single crochets in 2 pieces and join them together. Okay, you can hide extra yarns inside the pillow. Okay, and continue to make single crochets, but don't finish this part because we want to fill it with fiber. So first you must fill the pillow with fiber and then finish the single crochets. Okay, now fill the pillow with a little fiber. Okay, now start to finish the pillow. Join these parts together and make single crochets. Okay, now cut the yarn and hide the yarn. It's really easy to hide these yarns. The pillow is also finished. This one is a little bigger than this one. I think for this one I made 20 chains, but for this one I made 25 chains. It depends on you. We can change the size by increasing or decreasing the number of chains. Okay. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next tutorial.